What if you spent months planning your dream New Zealand trip and still got the timing wrong? Most travelers think summer is the best time to visit, but that's exactly why trips end up crowded, expensive and disappointing. In this video, I'll break it down month by month, weather, crowds, costs, and show you exactly when to come for the best possible experience. Let's get started. December. Most people think December is peak season, but here is an insider tip. December has actually two completely different parts depending on when you arrive. The first 2 weeks of December, like from the 1st to the 15th of December, are generally one of the best travel windows of the entire year. Everything is open, the weather is warming up beautifully, the roads are clear. Accommodation is available and prices haven't spiked yet. Most international Christmas travelers haven't arrived. And here's the kicker, that window is gone in an instant. From around the 20th of December onwards through the 10th of January, New Zealand fills up fast. This is when Kiwi families take their summer holidays, international travelers arrive, and it gets very busy and expensive. So here's the better move. If you can time it, arrive in early December, way before the 20th, and you get all the benefits of a New Zealand summer with almost none of the crowds. This is one of the best kept timing secrets on the whole calendar. So let's talk about January, peak summer. Busy, warm, stunning. That's the general picture, but here's the thing. January actually has its own hidden travel window as well. From around the 2nd to the 4th week in January, so the 14th to the 31st of January, something interesting happens. The Christmas travelers start heading back home. The roads getting quieter. Prices ease slightly and you get the same beautiful summer weather with less crowds. So if you're arriving in January, aim for that 14th and after you'll feel the difference. So here's a handy tip. Mid-January is also when the rental car availability opens up again after the Christmas rush. So what do you think? Drop any comments or questions in the box below. Now February. This month catches many travelers off guard. Most people, when they think about New Zealand in summer, they picture February. Warm, settled, the height of it all. Right? Well, February is actually the busiest month of the entire year in New Zealand. Not December, not January, but February. Why? To be honest, this is a bit of a mystery to me too, but it has been like this ever since I've been in the tourism industry. In February, accommodation prices are at their highest, rental car are hardest to find, and the popular places like Queenstown, Milford Sound, Rotorua are absolutely packed. Most travel guides won't mention this, but I've watched it happen year after year for 3.5 decades. February catches people out every single time. What's the better move? If your dates are flexible and February is in the mix, push your trip into March. You will not regret it, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Are you currently planning a trip in the summer or shoulder season? Tell us more in the comments box below. So traveling between March and May, for years I've been telling my clients about visiting between March and May. In my opinion, mid-March to mid-May is the very best time to visit New Zealand, full stop. So here's the thing, most general travel guides tell you to avoid autumn, fewer daylight hours, cooler temperatures, they call it off-season. So most people skip this time entirely, but I have seen the weather patterns moving backwards year after year. So the summer season comes actually later every year. But this is an advantage for you. The roads are clear, accommodation are available, prices have dropped. And the landscape, especially in the South Island, is extraordinary. Central Otago turns into a palette of gold, amber and copper. March is statistically one of the most stable weather months in New Zealand. Less wind, less rain, more settled conditions than any other summer month. So if you're into the outdoors, like hiking, nature, photography, this is your time. The treks are quiet, the huts are available. You can walk the Tongariro crossing without the crowds, which in the summer season is almost impossible. Yes, the mornings and evenings are cooler from April onwards. Daylight hours do shorten, but you'll gain an experience that summer travelers simply don't get. Right, we are halfway through and what's coming next might surprise you. I'm going to share one specific winter secret that turns the most overlooked time of the year into one of the most rewarding, so stick around folks. If you find this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button below to stay in touch for more helpful travel videos to come. Also, please tick that little like button below as it helps our channel to grow. Thank you very much. Right, June, July and August. Now, I have to be honest with you about New Zealand winter. If you are passionate about outdoors like hiking, the great walks, backcountry, winter is not the ideal time in New Zealand. Many alpine tracks are closed or require specialized gear. The days are short and some of the high altitude roads can be difficult to drive. But, and this is important, that does not mean you should write off winter entirely. Here's the thing, there are specific parts in New Zealand that are really stunning in winter. The Nelson Tasman region, the West Coast and the Fiordland region in the South Island. These areas often have something summer doesn't. Clear blue skies, very little rain, very little wind, cold air, yes, but visually some of the most spectacular conditions of the whole year. And then there's skiing. The southern parts of the South Island, Queenstown, Wanaka in particular, are home to some excellent ski fields. If skiing is on your New Zealand list, June through to August is your ideal window. September to November. This is spring season in New Zealand. It sounds like the perfect answer, doesn't it? The shoulder season, new growth, the build up to summer. And in many ways, September and October are lovely months to travel. Temperatures are climbing, things are opening up. The tail end of the ski season still has some snow in the mountains in early September. And prices are still lower than in peak summer season. But here's what most people don't plan for. In New Zealand spring, weather can be quite unpredictable. We have a lot of ocean around us, so there's no continental landmass shielding us from the Southern Ocean. So at any point between September and November, you can get what we call a southerly blast. Cold front that pushes straight up from Antarctica and drops the temperatures dramatically, brings strong winds and heavy rain, and can close roads or disrupt plans overnight. Especially November is prone to this. I've seen many travelers book November, expected it to be mild summer, and arrive to some of the most unsettled conditions of the year. So here's a handy tip. In spring, always build flexibility into your itinerary. Don't lock in tight back-to-back tour bookings or one-night stays only in places you really want to see. Weather can delay you. Give yourself a day's buffer whenever you can. So next are my key planning recommendations. But before that, check out my free travel planning sheet to download in the description box below. So here's the planning reality. So let me put the full picture together for you. If you are planning to travel in the peak summer season between mid-December and mid-March, there are two things you really need to understand. First, prices. Rental cars and accommodations are significantly more expensive in the peak summer season, a lot more, so budget accordingly. Second, availability. This one catches people off guard even more than the prices. Nature-based tours like penguin tours, dolphin swim, whale watching, guided hiking experiences, these fill up months in advance in the peak season. Not weeks, but months. So the golden rule here is simple. If you're traveling in the peak summer season, plan and book everything. Accommodations, rental cars, and most tours at least 6 to 8 months before you arrive. If you leave everything to the last minute, you'll lose the experiences that make New Zealand what it is. So what is the better move? If you're traveling in the shoulder season between March and May or September to October, you get lower prices, availability, plus the flexibility to be able to make decisions on tours on the road rather than 6 months ahead. So here you have it, my recommendations on the best times to travel New Zealand. Download the free travel planning sheet in the description box below, plus there are some helpful travel planning links. Also check out this itinerary video up here. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video.